Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder, to a little bit of a dev server preview from patch 1.101. And I hope that the audio is still good. I hope that you can forgive this rather raw overlook over only the vehicles, but as usual, the notification came relatively late. Then I had some technical issues, and now it's like midnight, and I'm tired and I'm busy. So there will be some overlooks, I guess, but I think that I got the general stuff covered. I will begin with the nations from the left to the right, and I will just cover what comes across, what I just came across. And also, this is dev server, so everything is subject to change, as the Orange Doom Prophet once said. So, USS Northampton CA-26 in the 1941 modification, heavy cruiser, 5.7 battle rating. It is, for all intents and purposes, like the Portland, with just a little bit worse AA. Same gun, same ammunition as the predecessor, nothing really important. P-47D-22RE. Oh my god, it's a Thunderbolt, I'm in love. A battle rating 4.3, rank 3 tech tree, and yeah, lots of 50 cals, lots of rockets, bombs, whatever you want. It fits your desire, and it also looks pretty cool. So let's continue with Germany, and some of the S-boats got now mines. A bit more on those bad boys in just a minute. Then we have the Al-28, and this is obviously your infamous Russian jet fighter, bomber, whatever, and that nasty sting in the back is really what will create some memes. Then there is the TAM-2C, and here the tech tree is a little bit reworked, and there you can see it's now on the very most left lane. It comes after the TAM, after the normal TAM and the Radkampfwagen 90. At battle rating 9.3, the increase is mostly down in battle rating, is mostly down to the DM63, and that on a light tank. At that battle rating, yikes, that is Lolpan Extravaganza. But we continue here with the S100 1945. Same, we have some mines instead of the torpedoes, that is. Then we have the Soviets, and they have two T-72s. The first one, the T-72B from 1989, battle rating 9.7, looks good, but has all the traits and usual stuff from obviously a T-72 or a Soviet MBT design overall. The 125mm gun packs with the 3BM42, a mighty punch, 1700 meters per second mass velocity, and that kind of pen, even at angle, that's a nice shell. The same goes for the T-72B3. The same gun, same reload, same ammunition. Yeah, I think it's just a bit more mobile, and also those side skirts, they will actually add some really trolley protection, as far as I could figure out, versus even APE FSDS if you're angled. Not square on, but like this. So those are those tanks. If you love Soviet MBTs, you will love them as well. If you hate them, then they will not really bring salvation to that tech tree for you. Su-7BKL, really beautiful looking jet. Battle rating 10.0, rank 6, 230mm NR30 cannons. And there is also a really nice weapons loadout, as you can see. For everybody's desire, we have something. And that brings us then to Great Britain, and they also get a P-47. It's called the Thunderbolt Mark I, premium of battle rating 3.7. The modifiers are not as good as I would love them to be, but it's definitely something that I will try out, because why not? It's a P-47, I love them. Then there is the Jaguar GR1, and well, let's talk about the aesthetics. Britain, please, have some mercy. Okay, then modifications. We can see that we have here also the AIM 9Gs. Are they radar guided? I'm not quite sure. But also the bomb load is mighty. We have up to 8 1,000-pound bombers. 8 1,000-pound bombs, that's the right term. So, yeah, we will see how it works. Let's put it that way. Then Japan. And here we have the Chiha long gun, and that is a 120mm naval gun on a still fairly decent mobile tank. If you go here to realistic, it is okayish for this battle rating. You have limited traverse, you only have 10 rounds, you have a very long reload for that kind of battle rating, but you know, it's understandable for the gun. And it fires the biggest shrapnel shell that I can think of, especially for this battle rating. So relatively high muzzle velocity, and this is the meme maker. This is definitely what people will use versus high tier tanks and just blab them through the side. It is a nuke shell when it gets a grip, when it pans, but you know, it's not really that good for that kind of gun. Maybe a pure high explosive shell would have been better. An armor piercing would be definitely a meme shell, but this is how it is. Now, let's talk about the Kuma, because it also got some upgrades in terms of up to 48 mines. Now, there is just no real game mode where you can get into a certain area to lay mines to realistically expect an enemy ship to come through. And also, it's been years since we had the last test of mines, and I don't know how Gaijin implemented them, if they have a timer, and also if they work as external ammo rack. We'll see how Gaijin implements this. But the Kuma is one of those cruisers, or those ships in general, that actually got it. I want to remember you guys out there that I talked with Drakinifel about the historical development of mines. It's a very long but very interesting video. And on top of this, I also had a few videos on the VS10, I think, that also could carry mines for the first test. And you know, if you really want to poison a certain cap zone with patrol boats, it's kind of doable, but it's still not a weapon that you should rely on. So again, there's also the possibility that those mines are on a few minute timer, like 2 or 3 minutes, before then they just disappear or explode, whatever. Then there is the Type 89. Now we know this vehicle already, but there are some other high tier vehicles as well, Type 90, etc., that also got a new modification, and that is the LWS. Basically, that is a laser warning system. So when, for example, a helicopter aims at you, you get a warning. It doesn't tell you if the enemy has shot at you or not, but at least you receive a warning, so you can seek cover, you can try to break the lock, whatever. How useful it will be, we'll have to see. Moving on to China, and here we have the Q5 Early, also a beautiful jet, battle rating 10.0, and here is the weapon loadout. We have two 23mm with at least decent amounts of ammunition, and this is the amount of weaponry that you can have. Now it's displayed a bit wrong, because this is sadly not 280 missiles, it's only 14. So if we click on this, then it looks like this. So it's a bit wrong. It's displayed wrong in the stat card, or you know, the modifications. Moving on to Italy, and as far as I can tell, they got a new destroyer, which is not really competitive. The reload with over 8 seconds for 4 guns, no, just no. However, there is a big surprise, and that is the Zara. The reason for that is its armor. So let's talk about the barbette and the turret front. It's rolled cemented armor of really big thickness. That's like 8 inches of armor, or 203 millimeters. At distance, especially versus HE spammers, especially versus 6-inch AP, you're protected very well. Then there is also the bulkhead, 120 millimeter, and the side plating of 150 millimeter, making it one of the best protected ships in War Thunder. And also the deck armor with 70 millimeters will protect you, especially if you angle and you hope that nobody hits you right here. Then you can absorb, in theory, a lot of damage, and also even the upper belt is quite strong for a cruiser. Going into the X-ray, we can see that the magazines are just above the waterline. Yeah, so it still will be an explodey boy, just how War Thunder is. So that's it with Italy. Coming up to France, the Saumur SM, battle rating 7.3, premium tank, and yeah, it counts as a heavy tank. Let's have a look at the armor. Sight is huge and a big profile, only 40 millimeters. That is like nothing. And the front plate, it's like a bit stronger than a Panther. The turret front is also cast homogeneous armor. Now this is not really that good. End of discussion. It's not a tanky beast. Don't think about angling. Don't think about trying to absorb shots. Gun depression for an oscillating turret with 8 degrees is not bad, actually. It's not bad. Then the Leclerc, together with some other MBTs, got a tier 1 APFSDS round. OFL 120 G1. So that's definitely an improvement for the Leclerc. But still, you know, the stock APFSDS removal for a lot of the other nations' tanks still hurt. Anyway, low tier premium plane, the P40 F5 Lafayette, I think it's pronounced. Yeah, it's your typical P40 F, and the belts not really great, the bombs not really great, the modifiers could also be significantly better. Not really that interesting. The Jaguar A for France, you know, it's more or less like the British. However, when we go to the modifications, there is quite a lot of options. There are also those missiles, of which you have 16. They hurt quite a lot. Then you have the Matra R550 Magic 1 air-to-air missile, up to 2 of them, and also quite a nasty bomb load for CAS, I guess. So the bomb load looks quite versatile and impressive. And also we have 2 30mm DIFA 553. Yeah, pretty decent plane. And then for Sweden, the SDRV 104, battle rating 8.7, and that is a Centurion with some era plating. Yeah, Centurion Mark 10 basically. The ammunition is then also, we have the SL PPRJ M80 APFSDS round, and so up to rank 4 you have to do the job with a 260mm penetrating APDS round. At this battle rating, oof. So how exactly those tanks, planes and ships will be implemented, we'll have to see. Nobody guarantees me that this is all the content that there is. So sorry for the lack of gameplay or the lack of showcasing some of the new maps, etc., or the new mechanics. But this was just a raw, quick, snappy, short overview, and I hope that you enjoyed it. So with on that bombshell, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it somewhat informative. And yeah, that's it for me today. So we'll see each other on the waves, in the skies, and on the battlefields of War Thunder.